You see this Champions League semi-final now. The four teams may remain: Arsenal, PSG, Barcelona, and Inter Milan. Who you feel say who be the two teams where you feel say go the final? Like if we want to discuss these four clubs now, yeah, especially Arsenal. So their fans they feel say that they go win the Champions League based on say they beat Real Madrid. So is beating Real Madrid now a criteria of winning the Champions League? That one and one. And which two teams you feel say go get edge over their opponents?
Okay, for me, me, I would support Arsenal to beat Madrid.
Yes, yes, obviously, yes.
I support Arsenal. So, but beating Madrid, that is not a criteria for winning the Champions
League. Of course, beating Madrid is not a criteria for winning the Champions League. But I don't know why their fans they get that belief as they don't win Madrid now.
They go feel win the Champions League. Say this talk they go on say anybody who beat Madrid now they carry the Champions League.
Oh, you know, remember one time too now, so they say anybody who beat Barca, they carry the Champions League. Because if you not beat Barca will carry the Champions League. If you look at Inter Milan do one 15 years ago, Chelsea, which other Bayern Munich team, yeah, until he reached Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid, Madrid change and follow them 2 times actually.
We know say Madrid be
the godfather
of Champions League. So now, for me, I would say right from quarter final.
Yes,
I got the bash for these people like Inter Milan too.
Okay.
Now, Inter Milan, you all know say I just did like if I say 75 or 70% certain say they will reach final.
Okay, so
the other team, you know, say now 2 people will never win the trophy before, so I never really get from there, sha. The 2 of them feel come from their best, so
okay,
they can. That one will be definitely a tough game. So
if you ask me, this one obviously now 2 teams never win this Champions League before. So now they meet. 2 may don't win the Champions League before. Now they meet. So which means we go get 1 winner and 1 non-winner for the final. So if you ask me, I would say Inter Milan, obviously. I'll say Inter Milan, PSG for the final.
Why everybody you believe in this Inter Milan?
Well, like this? I believe in them because of their defending, their defense. They, you know, Mourinho go only be Sales will tell you say attack win you games, defense win you titles. So yes, so far so good. They have been like the most complete team, the most decent team in this Champions League as a whole. In the group stage, the knockout stage too, they did very composed. Like they are defending, they very composed. Like everybody know what to do, how to. They know their line and the time to do it. They hardly give away silly penalties or hair. And if they get chances, they take their chances. Lautaro Martinez and Marcus Thuram.
And you know, say Marcus Thuram they on injury now.
Okay. Obviously, I think they still get options for their attacking.
For me, the work that Marcus Thuram they do for that attack.
Yes.
They do a lot of work, so.
Well, before
that one,
we go get back to that one, Sha. So I would like make we get the what do they call them? Or like the get views from the audience. Like we get some people now, maybe say they on standby now on call to also tell us who they feel say go win this Champions League and this semi-final. Waiting we get to expect. Obviously, we say now, especially that Madrid second leg. Would if you say the second leg will be bloody one, like hey, we see the remontada time. So I believe the people who will get on standby now, they get 1 or 2 things to drop for this matter. So I would like to introduce the very first person, the very first set of people when we say I would like maybe they join this call, which is Mr. Mega and Mr. Paul. So please, I would like make you now unmute the mic so that I will address this matter. So this Champions League semi-final, which who feel say go get edge over the other, who feel say go the final, and who feel say go winner. So please. Hello, if you can hear us, unmute your mic, please.
Mr. Mega, Mr. Paul.
Welcome.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon. Welcome. I beg your name and where you for the call.
Yeah, my name is Polio dos Santos Aviero,
Okay.
aka Ndokaku the Chemist.
Yeah, forget that one. Who give you that
So
title?
that is my name.
Okay.
I don't hear which one that they talk.
Okay.
Yeah, right from time when at a point during the season, I knew it. I know some Madrid knows they lost chance of going far in this Champions League. I told
Yes.
some people that they no fit beat Arsenal.
Of course.
I made it clear they no fit beat Arsenal. But the clear favourite on everybody's mind
You know
or
my
the
fellow
bookies
fan
and
for this one. Oh.
the clear favourite is Barca. Now back everybody they point hand to.
Yes.
Now
Very
back
true.
everybody they point hand to, but uh, I they see Inter Milan as the underdog team to go to final and win this competition because I think 2 years ago they played final and they played Man City.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, 2
Of
years
course.
ago
Yes.
lost
Yes.
the final by 1 goal.
Yes.
Yeah, Inter is more organized, more
Yeah.
compact, more compatible, and their defense. Well, everybody they talk us now have a very good defense, but I feel Inter Milan has the best defense, and they also got experience. At least they have won the Champions League before. They have played in Champions League in recent years.
Yeah.
I think after then now PSG now don't still play in recent years. Out of
Yes.
the teams will remain now.
Yes.
Can't remember the last time Barca played in Champions League final.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yes.
If you come
So,
back, what what you call Arsenal?
That's now they are not in the picture. They are not in the picture. They have done their job.
Their
taking,
fans go vex for you.
Real
Their
Madrid
fans go
out.
best for you. Not Takamu.
They have done their job taking Real Madrid out. So
Okay.
their job is completed.
Wow.
So Arsenal will be leaving the next round.
So you
For
feel
sure.
now, you feel say Arsenal now not get wetin it take to win this Champions League because with like I dey get discussion with some people days ago for over 4 hours. They never still conclude, like nobody don't come into agreement, especially the Arsenal fans. They say now they go win the Champions League. Why? Because they don't beat Madrid. So I want to know, is winning Madrid now a criteria of winning the Champions League? It just be like say maybe when we did school that time they'll say continuous assessment, like you do well for your tests, for your first test, second test, then exam, then probably all those your CA and those tests that go serve as your CA. Then maybe if you buy textbook, if you do practical, then maybe for your exam, if you can't get like 40 for the exam or 50, you don't get like C or you don't get like B or you don't get like A, as the case may be. So I want to know whether that one and Arsenal fans they try do B. I not gonna know because maybe of recent, say football they change every day. I don't know whether they don't change the way they say they win titles these days.
In football,
Yes,
when it comes to football, stats and this thing, what is it called? There is all these achievements or things that have been happening before now. Still, they get play in game. Then I remember sometimes ago, the talk say any club with top Premier League throughout December
yes,
ends up winning the Premier League.
of course.
So it has been like that, not until Arsenal came into the picture.
Why you just dey bash Arsenal since you just start? You just dey bash Arsenal. I mean because
so no, I dey use them
for
as
London.
point of reference. Understand?
Yes,
Real Madrid, for example, now they are the most successful team or club in Champions League history.
yeah,
So winning them has already given you an edge and confidence for you to win the Champions League.
of course.
And the person first talk about the past teams where they don't beat Real Madrid before, we still end up winning the Champions League. So maybe now waiting against Arsenal fans hope say we don't beat Madrid, but they should know where that this Madrid team with them beat this season no good.
Of course.
Yeah, it's just a Madrid team that is using that ego and that name. We are Madrid. So that was why I was very happy Arsenal actually dealt with their home and away. Okay. Because that ego, they their body, we are Madrid. But this same team is not the same team
Okay.
of last year or 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe the same thing we win Champions League 3 times in a row. That is not the same Madrid.
Yes, true. Many things don't change
so,
in Madrid.
Things don't change.
Yes.
So Arsenal and people prompting Arsenal to win because they beat Madrid shouldn't jubilate yet. Let's see what the outcome will be between them and PSG. Okay. Actually, I don't know what the scoreline will be. I don't even know who will win because PSG and Arsenal get the same. You guys, the two teams day.
Yeah, you can't rely on them.
The two teams are waiting days. I will say who score pass now go win.
Okay.
Because it's going to be
all attack or defend.
Yeah, who score pass? It's not like Barca and
Inter Milan.
Everybody knows how the game is going to be. Inter Milan is not coming to attack you. They will sit back and Barca will attack.
Yeah.
And Inter will come on counter attack. And Inter has very good defense and also a very good striker that is not being talked about enough.
Of course, that guy not to get the accolade when he deserves.
So that guy is a very good striker.
Yes.
Very good, fantastic striker. I think he has got 5 Champions League goals so far this season.
Yes. And for the past 2 seasons, he has been one of the best players in Europe.
And it's consistent.
And he has also been very consistent too.
5 goals, something like that. So yeah, I don't actually see us now going anywhere. And for my own prediction,
yes,
I'm supporting and tipping Inter Milan to beat back and win the UCL.
Okay, so I beg, I would like another person drop your opinion too.
I drop small thing for them. You know, I try and give Arsenal small accolade. This Madrid when they don't say they're not good. This is, you know, remember I said they remove Atletico Madrid, shall.
And they also remove Man City too, champions of England.
They remove Atletico Madrid now. We know. It's not like they won. They beat Atletico Madrid in regular time. No, it was penalties. A game of luck.
Yes,
it's anybody's game.
True.
We know that one. Wait till me they try talk now and I say maybe you see they try give Arsenal small accolade. They try.
Yeah, as a Chelsea fan, I will not want anything good to come to Arsenal.
So you hate Arsenal?
So even if they don't want anything,
we'll come back to you. We'll come back to you. So I beg, I'd like another person join this call. Make it still drop 1 or 2 take about this Champions League semi-final and for now the Champions League semi-final because you get waiting at the final where we say I never really get. So I beg, make another person join this call.
Mr. Mega,
Mr. SK, please.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I beg your name and where you for the call.
Honorable Kofi Sayo calling from Ghana.
Okay, welcome, sir.
Our brother from Ghana. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you very much. I want to have an input on the discussion that is ongoing.
All right.
Basically, I think for this year, most of us are tipping Inter Milan to take the trophy.
Yes.
And I am of the same view. Looking at Inter Milan and the kind of football they are playing domestically and even out of their own jurisdiction, I think they are doing very, very, very well. The guys are very technically disciplined, and they have a manager who is also good as compared to some of the elite managers that we have as at now. So I'm tipping Inter Milan and PSG for the finals. My brother from the other side, Paul, was talking about the fact that Arsenal has no chance to go into the final. Yeah, I agree with him. Arsenal fans should calm down. Beating Madrid does not give you the mandate to be in the finals or to win the Champions League trophy. It is not by word of mouth. It takes a lot to get there, and it takes a lot to win that trophy. And when we are looking at these 4 teams who have qualified for the semi-final, that is Arsenal, Barca, Inter, PSG, I think I'll go for PSG and Inter Milan in the final. Then I'll go for Inter Milan picking up the trophy at the end of the day. Because if you look at the defense of the Inter Milan team. It is not as easy as some people feel it is. You cannot easily penetrate into their defense to have that goal. And I see some level of anger in those players who are playing. It's like the trophy eluded them, I think, 2 years ago.
Yes.
And I feel what they'll be telling themselves in the camp right now is that this is our year, this is our season, but let's take it on a low, game by game. And one thing is a lot of people are not talking about Inter Milan. So I think that is also taking a lot of pressure off them. It is quite recent that they got to the semi-final. I hear a lot of people talking about Inter Milan. And I think that area too has really, really helped them very well. But I think without any doubt, I'll go for Inter Milan picking up the trophy this year, hopefully.
Okay. Thank you very much, Honorable. I want to ask a question.
Okay, boss.
Okay. So, if you are to put a score line between the match of on Tuesday and Wednesday, that's Inter Milan versus Barca. And okay, first of all, let me ask about this Inter Milan versus Barca. Remember 15 years ago, they met at this stage in the Champions League. Yes, they met at this stage, this semi-final stage, and Inter went on to win that title, a treble winning season with the legendary Jose Mourinho. And we also know that if you can remember that match vividly well, the first leg they won it by 3-1, and the second leg, Barca were able to get a 1-0 win, even with the red card that Inter Milan had. They were still able to absorb the pressure and were able to go through with Mourinho running around Nou Camp Stadium that particular day. So, do you see something like that happening again at this stage, 15 years after?
Not really. The game has changed over the years, and it's been 15 years now.
Yeah.
There is a little to compare as to the kind of players who were playing for Barca 15 years ago and the Inter Milan team 15 years ago, which was absolutely superb. They were very exciting to watch under coach Jose Mourinho, with the likes of Milito, Eto'o, and etc.
Cabiasso.
I think they were absolutely. But the game has changed now. We are looking at Barca now. They have the youth and they are playing well. But if you look at Inter, they have the experience to overcome some of these things. And I know their manager would have looked at all the matches that they have played. And I know Barca is doing that kind of comeback anytime in their league. But trust me, they are not going to have it easy with Inter Milan. If Inter Milan should get a goal against them, I think that is it. They are not going to, be able to come back from whatever. I see a slim margin of goal between Inter and Barca. Maybe the first leg, 1-0 against Barca. Then in the second leg, maybe the same thing might happen, or it will just be a goalless draw. Then Inter goes into the final.
Okay. So what about PSG, Arsenal? Remember they met at the league phase in the group stage this season. So what do you see? But if you had to place a scoreline there, what scoreline would you place on it?
That is also going to be an interesting game, now Arsenal fans are all over everywhere because they beat Madrid to qualify to this stage.
Yes.
They are solely headed. Should I say, they are overexcited and they are having what I call false hope. So these things will be eating into their heads, including the players, the fans, and everybody. But I see an exciting game, and I see a lot of goals also there. PSG has a fantastic midfield.
Yes.
Which I think it's not most talked about.
Of
but
course.
they have the creativity, the defense, and everything.
Yes.
And their coach Enrique is also not an easy coach like that. Yeah, he's someone who stamps his authority, knows the game well, has been there in the Champions League with Barca before, and etc. So he has the experience over Mikel Arteta. Some of his players also are up there against the Arsenal players, and I think they are going to. There's going to be a lot of goals in that match, both first leg and second leg. But at the end of the day, ultimately, PSG will go through.
Okay. Thank you very much, Honorable, for your time. Please, we'll get back to you. I'd like to get the opinion of somebody else, please. Mr. West, Mr. Mega, SK, are you guys active?
All right.
Okay.
Good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon,
Mr. Mega.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
How far now, my guy?
I do. You know, since they write your team up, sis.
You don't see them now. You don't see them.
Okay.
First things first, let me get into business.
Okay.
The reason why these opinions and everything has been debated is that everybody here is a Barcelona hater. That one is fact first. I know that one. All of us know. But let's go down to business. I'm audible enough. Abi.
Yes.
Okay. So let me just get into it quick. First of all, I want to drop this. Let me just call this one a hot take.
Okay.
I think that in Barcelona vs Inter, we have more goals than Arsenal vs PSG.
Okay.
I know everybody is thinking that yes, Arsenal is an attacking team, PSG is also an attacking team.
Yes.
The midfield is good, both teams are balanced and stuff like that, and no one is really going to sit back for anyone. But I want to draw all of us minds back to PSG vs Liverpool game.
Yeah.
It shot everybody saying 1-0, then play home and away, Abi.
Yes.
PSG was firing on all cylinders. Liverpool was also firing on all the shots. Liverpool was firing on all calendars. Both of them fire. On the D-Day, they played 1-0 home, played 1-0 away.
Yes.
So if Inter vs Barcelona ends up becoming a more high-scoring game, nobody should be surprised. And I want to give credit to Inter Milan for something. This Champions League, the kind of run Inter Milan has had in this Champions League. In the group stage, they considered just one goal. In the round of 16, I think they considered also one goal against was that Feyenoord or who was that?
Yes.
In the round of 16.
It was Feyenoord.
Then in the quarterfinal, they considered just 3 goals to Bayern Munich. One of us knows Bayern.
Yes.
And Bayern know how to score.
Yes.
When Inter Milan met a team that could score, they considered 3 goals over 2 legs.
Yes.
Now, if there's one thing you will give back a credit for this season is that Barcelona know how to score goals.
They can score goals, yes.
So I think this is a game. Where it can start off gently. Barcelona gets a goal. Inter comes out. Then it starts happening back and forth. We all giving Inter credit for their defense in the Champions League. When you check Inter defense in the league, Inter is very poor defensively. I know they can say, let me not say very poor, let me just say they are here. Because everyone will say, okay, Barcelona's high line, they catch them on the counter, the high line is poor, they can't defend well. Barca have considered only 32 goals in the league. Inter Milan, that man, everybody is praising about being so defensive, has considered also 32 goals in the league.
Wow.
So let me say that defense not the league. They are defending the league, yes, it's popular.
Yes.
Inter defense the league. So I think this is going to be like a Barca ATM game-esque. You know that game where Barca and ATM play for?
Yes, the Copa del Rey first leg.
Everybody was like, yes, ATM is going to be very, very defensive. Say they keep playing 1-1, or they will play 0-0, Barca will beg it up. Given the fact that ATM had already beaten Barca before, then they came, ATM scored 2 goals, Barca scored 4, ATM scored another 2. That was a very, very defensive team, and Barcelona ended up playing 4-4. They met again, Barca won 4-2. So these are high-scoring games that I can use and give example. Right? I think this Inter and Barcelona, go good the way people think say.
Okay.
I think there are going to be high chances of scoring. Then there's another problem I want to point out, because I'm a Barcelona fan, but I have to look at this game from the side of it, a third person perspective.
Yeah.
Barcelona, I know what my team struggles with. Barcelona is very, very poor in defending against strikers. You see these strikers will be. There's a way to explain it. You see the way Gurasa scored hat-trick against Barcelona.
Yes.
Then Paul Vidis scored hat-trick again.
Yes.
Then this other guy, Solot. Anytime
Yes.
Solot enter pitch, he will
Yes.
score.
Yes. Anytime you see
The
Barcelona,
problem
you always
Barcelona
want, you
will
only
have
want to prove
against
yourself.
Inter Milan is Marcos Thuram, not actually Lautaro Martinez.
That's what I was telling
Yes,
you, right?
of course, Marcos Thuram is
That's
like the
Marcos
unsung
Thuram.
hero of that Inter
That
Milan.
Marcos Thuram. I don't know if I sleep
Like
go
the back
die
end of the team.
Inigo Martinez to the guy, tie both of them together. Or probably tie Kamakubasi. Make Kamakubasi just marry each other. Or the whole.
But you know, say go overpower Kubasi Shao, Marcus Thuram strong go.
That's why I said I don't know if it's going to be Kubasi or Inigo Martinez. Because let's give, like I was saying, let's give Kubasi every credit we can give him for his performances. He broke out at I think at 17 years old.
Yes.
Then this February he made 18.
Yes.
So it's not easy being a 17 and an 18-year-old playing in the semi-finals of the Champions League.
Because
I think
that's the top level
on
of the
this
game.
stage he's not well experienced. You understand?
Yes.
It's not as if Inigo Martinez has played a Champions League semi-final before.
No.
You understand? But based on experience, I think it would be better to keep Inigo Martinez with someone like Marcos Thuram. Then when Lautaro Martinez wants to make that second mile run, Pau Kubasi is a faster player.
Okay.
So Pau Kubasi could track Lautaro Martinez and his second mile run because Marcos Thuram stands as the main as the target man. Then Lautaro Martinez runs off Marcos Thuram.
Yes.
So when Marcos Thuram takes your attention, before you know Lautaro Martinez is there, and before you know it is a goal.
Yes.
That was the kind of goal he scored against Bayern Munich, where he passed the ball to Marcos Thuram and he just tapped the ball a bit to Martinez, who was at his back, and he slotted it inside. So I think someone like Martinez, we have to be on Thuram. Then Kubasi, we have to be on Lautaro Martinez. That's what I think. Then about Barcelona, I think everybody just has to be on their A game.
Okay.
Inter Milan is not the kind of team you mess around with. One credit I can give Inter Milan is so far this Champions League season, Inter Milan don't need 2 chances to score.
At all.
1 chance, bam, they don't score.
Yes.
They don't lock up.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes, of
so
course.
This is not a kind of game where someone will be all this kind of afterthought and stuff like that. This is a game where I expect all my players to be awake and active and play out their life. And at the end of the day, the best thing we finally go through. But as a Barcelona fan, I will stand for my own team.
Yes, yes, yes.
And regarding the question you asked about the 2010 fixture meeting between Barcelona and Inter, that was a very, very comparing this side and that side, very, very, very big service.
Yes.
So the kind of squad and the quality of players the 210 fixture give us. You understand? Yes, these players on the same stage, but I doubt the quality of football we're receiving now will be equal to the quality of football we had then.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Another disadvantage Barca has is playing the first leg away from home. Playing the first leg at home, then playing the second leg away from home. But in hindsight, I actually have to take that one with a pinch of salt because at the end of the day, the last time I met Inter in this stage, 2010, when they eliminated Barcelona, I actually had the second leg away, which was supposed to be to my advantage. But Inter still eliminated Barcelona. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
So that's that about Inter and Barcelona. Then moving forward about Arsenal and PSG.
Yes. That's like one of the match of the week too.
Arsenal and PSG.
Yes.
See, let me be fair. I don't even know what to say about that game.
Okay.
PSG, there's this guy, there's this PSG fan. So you know, PSG is not as loud as Arsenal.
Yeah.
You can say Arsenal is a bigger club.
Yes. That's true.
Not really in terms of achievement. Arsenal is just bigger because of the England factor. In terms of achievement, Arsenal is not a bigger club than PSG.
Okay.
But the English factor, there's more hype with the Premier League and English teams.
Yes.
And Arsenal has produced more. Arsenal don't enter high past PSG.
Yes,
but if you check
PSG,
two clubs,
we can actually call PSG a new club.
Arsenal has won European trophy, and I also think PSG has one. European trophy.
I don't think
Then
so.
Arsenal has 13 league titles.
Yes.
PSG has 13, probably 14 with this latest win. Then if you check their total trophies, Arsenal has 43 the last time I checked. PSG also has 40 something. So if you come to look at it, it's not as if Arsenal is that bigger club than PSG.
Okay.
It's just the English factor,
the
Premier League hype and everything. And aside is that fact, we also have to note the fact that English language is one of the most spoken languages around the world.
Of course.
And countries that were colonized by the English, we have this leniency towards English sports. That's why I think the Premier League is what is dominant in Nigeria. Yes. We are colonized by the English.
Yeah. Very
normally, now they are our eye. Yeah. Because that's the language we understand.
Yes.
If Nigeria was a country that was colonized by probably Spain now, probably, I'm not saying for sure, probably La Liga will be the kind of league that will be trending here. Maybe. You understand? That's true. That's the advantage I'm seeing Arsenal have in terms of club status over PSG.
Okay.
If you check achievement for achievement, trophy for trophy, you can't give Arsenal ahead of PSG.
Yes.
No, it's not possible. So in this fixture now, they already played in the group stage. And I think Arsenal won that game was 2-0.
Yes, 2-0.
2-0.
Yes.
Now, so many Arsenal fans. You can still hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Yeah. So many Arsenal fans are using that game as the. Now, just that game, they look, say, okay, even if we never say anything with this PSG, at least we don't beat them before.
Yes.
You understand that kind of thing now?
Of course.
And another thing we have to understand is that PSG, this current PSG, was not the PSG of the group stage.
At all.
In the group stage, this PSG struggled a lot. They are still trying to find their rhythm and balance and everything. Over time, when it got to the most important part of the season, which is the new year, PSG clicked.
Of course.
This 2025, the best things in the world,
especially that match against Man City.
So good. Yeah. So Arsenal fans should bear in mind that the PSG they are about to play is not the PSG they played in the group stage. You understand? Yes. Now Arsenal have done what, credit to Arsenal have done what everybody didn't think they could do. Yes. There are only a few persons that actually predicted that Arsenal would actually knock out Real Madrid. One of those persons is actually Paulinho himself, because he said it for a long time ago that supposing Arsenal and PSG and Madrid meet, they would knock out Madrid.
Yes.
Now Arsenal has knocked out Madrid. The odds favor Arsenal. The bookies now don't favor Arsenal.
Yes.
We saw the last supercomputer prediction about the favorites to win the Champions League. Barcelona did last.
Yes.
Arsenal was first.
Yes,
why?
Arsenal was first.
They knocked out the biggest dogs in the competition.
Yes.
And whether Madrid did form or Madrid no did form, any way we choose to paint it, Real Madrid is still Real Madrid.
Yes, of course.
Real Madrid is still Real Madrid.
Of course.
It not be like say them be back away. Say the last time they played Champions League final was 10 years ago.
Yes.
Real Madrid are the defending champions.
Yes.
And they actually they played poor during the league phase. They met Man City. They sent Man City home. They met ATM. They knocked out ATM in albeit a controversial manner. But they knocked out ATM in the end. Then they met Arsenal. And Arsenal didn't just do the job through penalties or through extra time.
Yes.
Arsenal did it home and away.
Like, so that was very unexpected.
Arsenal should be respected.
Yes. Yeah.
I think Arsenal should be respected.
Yeah.
And Arsenal victory didn't come down to luck.
At all.
Arsenal outplayed Real Madrid.
Yeah, both legs.
In both legs.
Yes,
so
both
I think Arsenal should be respected. Arsenal has played Real Madrid in both legs. Same way PSG outplayed Liverpool in both legs.
Yes.
So those two teams now, body they peppered both of them.
Of course.
And given the fact that both of them have never won a Champions League before, this is the best shot they be having. They don't know how long again.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah, especially the case of Arsenal.
Yeah.
Because PSG played the final in 2020.
Yes.
This is Arsenal here in 2025. So Arsenal, none of them know when they feel reach this stage again. So I think that game, in short, I can't predict anything for that game.
Okay.
I just know the best team. In the end of the day, just by who took their chances, the most clinical team will qualify. Okay. That's what I think.
Okay, so Mr. Mega,
I'm not rooting for PSG. I'm not rooting for Arsenal.
Okay, please, Mr. Mega. I know you are not rooting for anyone, but I'd just like you to answer this question for me. Of course, Barcelona to you would be on the final. like with what you just mentioned, because of your team, the love for the club. So who do you think will play Barcelona in the final? I know this is a very hard one. I know this is a very hard one. Yes.
To me, yes. I want PSG in the final.
Okay, so your prediction will be Barcelona PSG for the Champions League final of 2025.
Yes, okay. I would no. Okay. For my own, for what I would like,
Yeah.
Okay. It would be nice. It would be nice, at least for us now, that they reach another Champions League final in recent memory. In recent memory.
You want to repeat 2016? Sorry, 2006 final.
Yes, PSG has got to the final in recent memory. That was 2020 against Bayern.
Yes.
So it would be nice for us now to reach a Champions League final in recent memory.
There was a start I saw. It was a very poor start. So, like with the club of the standard of Arsenal, the start was that this is the third time, I'll be the fourth time Arsenal have played in the Champions League semi-final.
Second time they are playing, you play the final. Supposedly
no, like the semi-final. I'm talking about the semi-final.
Semi-final.
Yeah, they said. I think this is the third. I'll be the fourth time they are qualifying for the Champions League semi-final. Like this is a very
poor. The third time.
Yeah. Like it's a very poor start for the club of the caliber of Arsenal to be appearing like at this stage, the third time you are appearing in the Champions League semi-final.
Why they call the small club?
Yes. That is why I said that Arsenal is not a bigger club than PSG.
Okay.
Arsenal just have the hype.
Yes,
I think PSG appearance in the semi-final too is like 3 or 4.
Yes. And PSG,
so that's why I said Arsenal is not a bigger club than PSG.
Yes.
Arsenal just have the hype.
Yes, Arsenal is 100 years
old. Achievements. Yes, Arsenal is not bigger than PSG.
Yes,
not the same level then.
Yes, not the same level. So it's agreeable.
Yes, so that game is football. Personally, to me, why I would want PSG in the final is because since the start of this season, Barcelona have been consistent.
Yes.
We had our hiccups sometime in November and December.
Very true.
Then when we got back into 2025, that's one thing I give Hansi Flick credit for. He picked up the team and reset all of their life again. Yes. So far in 2025, the only game we've lost is a very inconsequential game. The game against Dortmund, of which if Barca had won the first leg like 1-0, that second leg, Barcelona will still beat Dortmund.
Yes, it will be
because Barcelona played very, very lackluster football because they knew in their head that they already qualified. So it was more of defending.
Yes.
Then Dortmund had to turn up in front of their fans and score because Barca already beat Dortmund in that same stadium sometime in the group stage.
Yes.
In the group phase.
Yeah.
Barca already beat Dortmund in that same stadium. So, given consistency, Barcelona had been in the conversation of Champions League final as far back as when the season started.
Yes.
The other team that was in the conversation was Liverpool, but Liverpool got knocked out early. So the most consistent team in Europe this season has been Barcelona.
Yes.
Now in 2025, the most consistent teams have been Barcelona and PSG. And now I want to play the best team in the final. Okay. That is why personally I want PSG to come through.
Okay.
I don't want to. If I want to win Champions League, let the Champions League be worth it. I don't want to do all this that kind of Champions League. Liverpool they won't win for 2022. Madrid can later beat them. They be saying as small children they beat they go. They beat Villarreal. They can't beat them. Was it Napoli or I've forgotten.
I've forgotten their run in that Champions League final. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Small children when they play go fight. So I don't want something like that. Okay. I want to the one playing Inter now. I'm very, very happy.
You the best.
Like, I believe you have to beat the best.
I believe with
so I like PSG, like the second most informed team in 2025. I want them to come to that final. Then I'll play with them. Then hopefully I win it. You understand?
Yeah.
That's just my own take on the
with the way you are happy now.
I would also like to add the fact that we also have to take we don't have to forget Inter and Barcelona's run in the league.
Yes.
I was very very happy. Now Inter be my opponent for Champions League now.
Yes.
So I go to do Inter bad belly now.
Yes.
I was very very happy when Inter lost their last Serie A game. That brought them level of points with Napoli.
Everybody thought they were going to win that game actually.
You said?
Everybody thought they were going to win that game actually.
Yes, but surprisingly, they lost it in the last minute.
Yes.
So now Inter has a very, very good focus on this year.
Yes, focus on
so now Barcelona's attention is divided on the league and the Champions League. Inter's attention is divided too.
Yes,
but Barcelona has more cushion. Like even if Barcelona lose a game now, they still have a game in. They still have 1 point to spare.
Yes.
But if Inter lose now, and Napoli wins, they top them immediately.
Yes,
you understand.
Yes.
So I was very, very happy when Inter dropped that point. So at least they put in work for the league.
Okay.
And if then they put in work for league, constantly they put them in for Champions League. At least I could face a weaker Inter.
Okay.
Because supposing I play them on I'll play Inter on Wednesday. Is it on Tuesday or Wednesday?
Yeah.
And this weekend on Sunday, Inter is going to be playing someone in Syria. Anything they play, they have to play that game with their best 11.
Yes.
Because they need the 3 points.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Baka might have the luxury. That's because Baka is playing on Saturday. Baka is playing the Copa del Rey final against Madrid. And that game is going to be a very, very intense game.
Yes.
So I also need my counterpart Inter to also play an intense game.
Yeah.
So that's why I was very, very happy that Inter dropped points.
Okay.
So as I dey stress for my own side,
they stress for their own team.
Inter self go dey stress for their own side. Then if both of us are weak, and we meet on the midweek, then we go back to win. Do you understand? I dey think about the no be saying I whining. I dey think about the level.
It's like Paul want to tell you something.
Mega, and you think Inter will trade the Champions League for the league?
I think they want the Serie A. What I want is for Inter to be distracted. That's what I want.
Well, Paul, you know no trophies of less importance. So that's one thing.
They are not going to be
no trophies of less importance.
When you ask Mourinho, which one they harder to win,
said it's the league.
Now, and you think the league could be a distraction for them?
I want them to be distracted.
The last one about 10 years ago, that was the last time they won Champions League.
Yes.
And you think they put their hope in the league?
And Maga, how do you think Inter is going to be distracted just because they lost that game? And what do you think winning the league is their priority over the Champions League? Or
I think Honorable have the points there.
I want to ask you something. Is there any team? I want to ask you this way. All of you are sound.
Yeah.
Is there any team in this Champions League semi-final that is prioritizing the league over the Champions League?
Of course, any of them? No. PSG, they are already champions now. PSG are already champions.
Barcelona is not prioritizing.
Arsenal, they're not the league. They're not the league.
PSG has already won the league. Arsenal too is not prioritizing the league. All my mind did that Champions League, and in the end, now still one team will win. So if you have, no matter what we say here, in the subconscious of every coach, you know, say them feel knock you out of this Champions League is a reality. The 4 teams can be knocked out. The four teams chance of qualification is 50-50 for it. Nobody is the huge favorite here. PSG and Arsenal is 50-50. Back and Inter is 50-50. So in the waiting they go on for the mind of the coaches, Hansi Flick, Simeone Inzaghi, Mikel Arteta, and Luis Enrique, is that I could actually, except Luis Enrique have already wrapped up the league. But for the remaining 3, Arsenal too, they are no more in contention.
Yes, they are no more in contention for the league, yes.
For Barcelona and for Inter Milan, they are still in the race for the league. So what if I am knocked out of this Champions League? At least make I not go fuck up for league. Maybe say if they come knocked out of Champions League, I can't recover. And also, this is already 5 games to go, and the season is ended. So the both teams get tied for the league and the Champions League. That's why I was happy when that Inter's 3-point cushion left.
Okay. But
I'm not saying that they are more focused on this one or that one.
But Mega,
for the both teams, their attention is divided.
But Mega,
I know. For the both teams, their attention is divided.
But Mega,
yes.
But Mega, you know that Barcelona now at this stage, they have a lot to win and they also have a lot to lose at this stage. Because right now you're on the front foot, or like you guys are on a historic treble. You'll be the first team in the world to win the treble 3 times. In fact, you are the first club to win the treble twice, and now you be as if you could also be like the second coach to win the treble twice after Pep Guardiola. So and in your statement, you said that Inter, at least to an extent, they will be distracted. You too, you'll be distracted. So don't you feel don't you think that maybe Barcelona are the ones that have the bigger stake here? Like they have the biggest distraction and the biggest thing to achieve at the end of the season. Because take it or leave it, the league might go sideways and they might also lose the Copa del Rey. So we don't know, because that is football. We saw it with Liverpool. It happened to Liverpool in 2022. They were on course
Yes.
to win the quadruple, but at the end of the season, they were only left with the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. They lost the league at the end of the season, at the final day of the season, and they also lost the Champions League final. So, what do you have to say on this?
All right. What gives me confidence is one thing. If person do something once, they fit talk and fluke.
Yes.
If you do them again, everybody will say, okay, you don't run them again.
Yeah.
I'm the first club to win a treble twice.
Yes.
Then Bayern did it.
Yes.
Okay, so a treble is something I have done before.
Yeah.
And if history is anything to go by, person we don't do something once, feed one again.
Of course.
When Chelsea won the Champions League in 2021, they don't believe and say they feed one. But because they already won it before,
That's true.
they could do it again.
That's true.
Do you understand? Now,
Yes.
Barcelona and Inter are on the same trajectory. As a matter of fact, Barcelona has more cushioning than Inter. First of all, Inter is going to be playing Inter is on course for a treble too, because
Okay.
Inter is going for the Serie A, the Champions League, and the Italian Cup. In the Italian Cup, Inter is already in the semi-finals. They will be playing their match against AC Milan today. They're already in the semi-finals. Now, Barcelona is already in the final of the Copa del Rey.
Okay.
That's why I'm very, very happy that Copa del Rey final is on Saturday. Once I play them, I win it or I lose it. I know say that one don't pass.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Now, supposing I lose it, it will go enter the mind of my players, say, okay, waiting remain now for us now, only League and Champions League. Then they get more active.
Yeah.
And they take things more serious. Now, supposing I win it, it boosts their confidence. Do you understand?
Yes.
I'm a Barcelona fan. I will only think of the best for my team.
Yes.
So Inter and Barcelona are on the same running.
Okay.
Barca has 5 games to go in the league. Inter has 5 games to go in the league. Barca gets 4 points cushion. Inter does not have any cushioning at all.
At all.
So if you keep Simeone now, if you keep Simeone Inzaghi and Hansi Flick now, for Hansi Flick mind, Inzaghi will not come out. For Inzaghi mind, Flick will not come out.
Yeah.
Now, it's going to be a bad season when you get knocked out of the Champions League. And you also lose the league.
Yeah.
You also lose the league. That is why I said for the both teams, I like the way the both clubs are in the same place. The distraction are the same thing.
Yeah. So may the best man win, right?
May the best man win.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The distraction is the same thing for both clubs. If any club should be more relaxed, it's Barcelona.
Okay.
Because once we play the Copa del Rey final on Saturday, 1 tournament is already out. It remains 2.
Okay.
After Inter plays their second leg semi-final today, they still, supposing they qualify, they still have the Italian Cup final still waiting for them ahead.
Okay.
So if you check the team that actually has a little bit cushion, it's actually Barcelona.
Okay.
And there's the 4 points cushion in the league, which
Okay.
Inter does not have.
Okay.
Should Inter draw or lose a game and Napoli wins the next, Napoli tops the league.
Okay.
Even if Barcelona loses a game now and Madrid wins, Barca will still get 1 point cushion.
Okay.
Do you understand me?
Yes.
So
yes,
that's
yes.
my own take.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Mega.